From the Cronkite Studios in downtown Phoenix, this is Cronkite News.
The controversial bill to conceal the names of police officers involved in deadly force incidents is sitting on the desk of Governor Doug Ducey. We'll take you inside the rally that took place outside the Capitol.
We'll take you in depth into one issue around the state that you might not even know about, the efforts to ban plastic bags and the implications it has.
One way to keep plastic bags out of landfills not only helps the environment, but those who don't have a bed to sleep on.
Cronkite News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to Cronkite News. I'm Maria Thompson.
And I'm Twila Nugent. Thanks for joining us. It's a controversial issue we've been covering this legislative session.
The bill that would conceal the names of police officers involved in deadly force incidents is now sitting on the desk of Governor Doug Ducey, awaiting his signature.
Save our lives! No Senate Bill 1445!
Members of the NAACP, the ACLU, and several human rights groups stood on the steps of the state capitol calling for an immediate veto of Senate Bill 1445. Designed to protect the public record of officers involved in deadly force incidents. Opponents call it the police secrecy bill.
Mischaracterization, and it's disrespectful to the people, it's deliberate, and they should really be ashamed of themselves. So Governor Ducey, you have a job to do, veto this bill.
Groups opposing the legislation say that it creates a severe distrust between the government and the community. Steve Killar, Arizona ACLU spokesperson, said it's out of line with both best and common practice in police departments. A similar bill was introduced in Texas that would prosecute anyone carrying a camera within a 25-foot radius of any on-duty police officer with a Class B misdemeanor. Members of the Phoenix Law Enforcement Association say this bill is simply meant to provide protection and prevent death threats of police officers and their families.
There's really nothing that's being, quote, hidden or secrecy other than an effort to protect the officer and his family. And what we're hoping is that this bill will allow that to happen and emotions will subside and everybody will be able to have a reasonable, intelligent, and rational discussion from there.
It's important to note that even under the bill's provisions, there are exceptions. An officer's name could be released before the 60 days if the police officer has been arrested, the criminal investigation is complete, the officer gives written consent, or if the next of kin or the chief executive officer gives written consent if the officer is incapacitated or dead. This bill just passed through the Senate last night. Governor Ducey has until Monday evening to take action. Ducey can either sign it, veto it, or let it become law without his official approval. Cronkite News will keep you updated.
And another bill we've been following is making its way through the legislative process today, one that would give Arizonans the option of getting a real ID license. Without this bill, anyone with an Arizona driver's license won't be able to fly commercially without a passport on hand. The Senate has already passed the bill and a House committee is in a hearing as we speak. We'll continue to give you updates through our Twitter at Cronkite News. Protesters took to the street today at the Sheraton Inn in downtown Phoenix, where Governor Doug Ducey kicked off the Arizona Chamber of Commerce and Industry First Leadership Series luncheon. Wisconsin Governor Scott Walker. Protesters from Phoenix and Tucson were rallying against Ducey's budget plan with cuts to education. Some of their signs read, "Honk if you want to veto Governor Ducey's budget." Protesters also spoke out against Governor Walker's policies. The Arizona Chamber of Commerce and Industry President CEO Glenn Hammer made an earlier statement on Walker's appearance, saying Governor Walker brings a positive pro-growth perspective to governing that will make him a formidable challenger should he pursue the Republican nomination for the presidency in 2016.
We're trying something new on Cronkite News, going deeper into a story from different vantage points, from consumer health to business to legal implications. Banning plastic bags may not sound like a big deal, but there is more to this issue than just having to choose paper at the grocery store. Let's start our coverage with the legal implications with Cronkite News reporter Katrina Arroyos.
Bisbee was the first city in the state to ban plastic bags, and Flagstaff second to follow. Now Tempe is proposing this ban to become more sustainable. But if Senate Bill 1241 is passed and signed into law, all proposals going through the city councils will have to come to an end.
At farmers markets, you can find people using both paper and plastic bags. But there's conflicting legislation over those bags. Tempe is considering a ban, while the state legislature wants a ban on the bans. Daniel Ciodar is a vendor who already uses paper bags.
I just feel like banning it, that's fine. Just we can all switch to paper. We could all live better lives if we switch to paper.
6 months ago, he used plastic bags to bag his honey, but he found paper bags were better for his customers.
They tended not to be as durable, and they would break. So we don't want customers to be returning their honey, with or having a broken jar. So we just switched over to the paper.
For vendor Travis Landbros, using plastic bags is more beneficial for his business, and if the city were to ban plastic bags, he would have to adjust.
I understand the concept of plastic, and plastic bags can be bad for the environment and all of that, but if I'm giving a product to my customer in paper bags, which I did do in our first year, and they keep ripping and breaking, I'm not really doing a good service to my customer.
The city of Tempe won't make any changes just yet in regards to regulating the use of paper or plastic. The council is waiting to see the outcome of a Senate bill that would prevent cities from having their own bans on plastic bags.
We don't want the legislature telling us how to manage and control our waste. That's traditionally a role that goes to the cities, not to the state.
In the meantime, vendors like Ciodar will continue to use what is best for their business.
Coming to shop, and they're not just it's just not like they're going to the grocery store.
If the state passes the Senate bill that will overrule Tempe's proposal, the city will plan on asking grocery stores and pharmacies to voluntarily limit their use of plastic bags and create incentive-based programs. Live in the Media Center, I'm Katrina Arroyos, Cronkite News.
The town of Bisbee in southern Arizona was the first in our state to ban plastic bags, but that decision is still causing controversy. The town's council voted to get rid of the plastic bags last year. Since then, the mayor of Bisbee says the issue has been divisive in his city. In fact, he brought the issue before the city council again several weeks ago.
Both sides have good arguments, and I will say that the town is cleaner. I can see that. I look at those types of things. But the other group is saying that they didn't have any representation, and they felt that they needed a right to vote on that.
Despite his request, the mayor says the council voted 4-3 not to allow the ban to go to a full city vote.
A plastic bag ban impacts consumer stores and even restaurants. Selena Bussey looked into the financial cost of paper versus plastic.
For some businesses, image is worth the cost. Flower Child, a restaurant that focuses their meals on organic and locally grown food, prides itself on using mostly paper and recycled plastics.
We think that it's really important in terms of who we are in the community to make sure that we're providing a product that is packaged in a recyclable bag.
She says they strive for all their to-go materials to be recyclable, which is anything from the containers they put the food in, their silverware, and bags. While those materials are more sustainable, some say they can get costly.
Paper bags are significantly more expensive than plastic bags are, and paper bags aren't very user-friendly when it comes to reusing them.
McCabe says in most grocery stores, plastic bags are still what most customers want, and that recycling awareness would be more helpful than a plastic bag ban.
In our opinion, this is the best way to deal with plastic bags. Recycle the plastic bags.
For Richter, she says their paper bags are about the same price as the plastic bags they use in their other restaurants. And while the environmentally friendly food containers can get pricey, she says it's worth it.
If you have the guest loyalty and your guests are recognizing that and coming back, then it kind of all balances out.
She says ultimately the customers are behind their all recyclable concept. In Phoenix, Selena Bussey, Cronkite News.
Richter says the restaurant is looking into bags that are reusable for customers to purchase for their to-go orders.
Many people have already turned to those reusable grocery bags, but what they may not realize is the health and safety issues those bags can create. Cronkite News reporter Gabriel Cordova talked to a leading scientist about the bacteria breeding in reusable bags.
While the consumer's journey may end after the grocery shopping is done and the food is put away, the bag holding the groceries embarks on a journey of its own as a breeding ground for bacteria. But according to University of Arizona professor Charles Gerba, cleaning the reusable bag may be the last thing on the consumer's mind.
We interviewed consumers as they came out of stores, and we found only 3% of them ever washed their grocery bags or reusable grocery bags. It's probably the least washed item in the household.
Herein lies the struggle. While reusable bags may be more efficient and helpful to limiting waste, it seems to do so at the cost of the consumer's health.
Generally, you'll find about a quarter of these bags that you take from consumers have fecal bacteria in them, on it, E. coli to be specific.
The study done by Professor Gerba and students like U of A senior Trevor Pivo was conducted by giving grocery consumers reusable bags to use for 30 days in order to see the buildup of germs.
None of the bags got washed. They were strictly used from the store to the car to the inside of your house, and then back.
The E. coli in the reusable bags was not due to bad food, but rather a lack of knowledge by the consumer. Along with washing your reusable bag, another step you can take to limit bacteria buildup is separating meats from fruits and vegetables.
What happens is you'll put raw meat products, they might leak in there, raw vegetable products, and so bacteria on those raw meat products have bacteria that could make you ill before they're cooked. And so the big problem is if you have a raw meat product, you get bacteria which can cause illness, and then they get on your salad, and then you end up with a salmonella salad.
Not an appetizing option. In Tucson, Gabriel Cordoba, Cronkite News.
When unwashed reusable grocery bags were left in trunks of cars between use, it saw bacteria grow exponentially. So when it comes to storing your reusable grocery bags, it is important to keep them in a cool, dry place so bacteria does not have an ideal environment to grow.
If another goal of plastic bags regulation is to reuse them, volunteers in Avondale are finding a unique way to do so and help the homeless at the same time. The Sacks to Mats program is made up of volunteers working together to make sleeping mats for the homeless out of crocheted plastic bags. The group set a goal to make 15 mats to donate to the Salvation Army by the end of March, with each mat requiring over 600 plastic bags to make.
We were trying to come up with something that would mix science and environmentalism with art, and so we kind of heard about this. And then when we heard about the shelter closing down, I kind of went up to Ellen Gergely, the president, and said, what if we did it bigger?
There's often a negative stigma towards homeless, and this is just a great way to show support of a community that is often misrepresented.
For full multimedia coverage of the plastic bag debate, be sure to check out CronkiteNewsOnline.com.
Giving back and getting recognition. President Obama honored one young filmmaker from Arizona after he picked up a camera and told the story of his people.
A new bill could mean increased fines and prison sentences for those keeping a lookout at the Arizona-Mexico border. We check in with one congresswoman behind the legislation. A federal House bill would increase penalties for drug cartel lookouts who warn smugglers with solar panels, encrypted radios, and even cell phones when police or agents are close. The bill is the first piece of major legislation introduced by Tucson's Republican U.S. Representative Martha McSally, with an identical version introduced into the Senate by Senator John McCain. McSally's congressional district is in the southeast corner of the state, neighboring Mexico, and has two ports of entry, Naco and Douglas. We caught up with McSally in Washington, D.C. for her first interview with Cronkite News on why she's getting behind this issue.
Unless they can connect the spotter to a specific drug load, it was very difficult to prosecute. And so we've had some conspiracy charges in Pinell County, but it was really taking a lot of creative work on the local law enforcement and the county attorney's office in order to address those issues. But these are federal crimes, and this is a federal issue. And so this was clearly a gap that needed to be closed.
Lookouts are often charged at a local level with drug-related charges, but McSally's bill would increase fines and impose a maximum prison sentence of 10 years for unlawfully hindering immigration and border control.
Today, members of the U.S. House Natural Resources Committee approved the Keep the Promise Act of 2015, federal legislation that protects the gaming policy that exists in the state. The act is urgent here in Arizona because of the growing practice of off-reservation gaming. Passage of H.R. 308 will preserve tribal economies and job creation. President of the Salt River Pima Maricopa Indian Community, Delbert Ray Sr., stands with the members of Congress who are in favor of this legislation and said, "Our community applauds today's discussion and it's optimistic that swift action will be taken. A yes vote demonstrates leadership, protects the integrity of the 16 tribes in the state of Arizona who negotiated the gaming compacts in good faith and maintains the balanced approach to gaming in Arizona. We await its full package."
Natural resources on the Navajo Nation. That's the subject of an Arizona student's film, which earned him a trip to Washington and a meeting with President Barack Obama. Tara Taragina reports from the White House.
Arizona resident Keanu Jones just wanted to tell stories of his Navajo people when he picked up a camera, but little did he know those stories would lead him all the way to the White House.
Let's give it up to our outstanding young filmmakers.
It's incredible, I would say, in one word.
Jones was one of 15 young filmmakers honored by the White House for their films on the theme of giving back.
These aren't just great films, but they're great examples of how young people are making a difference all over the country.
I spend my school breaks taking care of her. I build her fires to keep her warm during the winter time.
Jones spoke from the heart and shared his family's struggle for basic life-sustaining needs.
Simple necessities Americans enjoy, like electricity, automatic heaters, and running water. These are not provided in the rural areas where I'm from.
He hoped to raise awareness over the fight for water and the natural resources taken from the reservations.
It's kind of like an honor type of, because I'm kind of representing not just like myself, like my family and being Native American.
He says using film let him capture his people's culture and life, and he hopes it will educate the people who watch.
The younger generations need to understand the value of water, especially with different climate changes and things like that we would be facing in the future.
This is just one of a couple days of festivities for the honorees in Washington. Reporting from the White House, Tara Taragino, Cronkite News.
The pollen is falling and allergies are flaring up. Why you may be sniffling and sneezing more this season.
And I'll let you know if you can expect these sunny skies to stick around. We'll have more for you after the break.
The more you know about history, the more you know about yourself. Let's turn the page.
I believe that this nation should commit itself.
One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
You can almost divide American history before Robinson and after Robinson.
Seeing is believing.
We broke records. We broke barriers.
This is incredible.
Suddenly the big picture makes more sense.
We have unprecedented access.
Now I can trace my ancestors. Now I'm looking into their world. Now I can see where they walked.
Have you found yourself a little sniffly, a little sneezy, or your eyes a little bit itchy? Well, allergy season has arrived here in Arizona, and it could be one of the busiest for doctors around the valley. I spoke to one doctor who has some advice for sufferers like you and me. It's officially been spring for less than a week, but with spring comes flowers, and with flowers come allergies.
A little bit of coughing, maybe. Mainly my nose is stuffed up, and my head's kind of like a lot of pressure.
patients call in complaining of sinus congestion, itching, sneezing, coughing.
Dr. Michael Saavedra, a Phoenix allergist, has noticed an increase in all of the flowers in bloom and more patients in his waiting room.
In Phoenix, it tends to be problematic because there's a lot of pollen in the air here, and because of the dry and windy conditions, the pollen gets easily distributed and people get exposed to it much more readily than they would in, say, other more humid environments.
Some valley allergy sufferers say the most frustrating part is
constantly having to have your Kleenex available to blow your nose and just rubbing your nose and coughing, a lot of coughing.
But Dr. Saavedra has a few tips for you if your allergy symptoms are really bothersome. Take an antihistamine like Claritin or Zyrtec. 2, consider an allergy shot if your symptoms persist or worsen. 3, monitor the pollen levels in your area and try and stay inside when they're high. One more tip to stop your sniffly nose: change the air filters in your home and your car during the spring. Now a look at your weather and what you can expect to see in terms of pollen levels in the valley with Brooke Wazowitz.
Thanks, Trulon. As you mentioned, spring is in full effect here in the valley. There's lots of fresh flowers and, of course, lots of pollen. Right now, you can see the pollen levels here are going to be very high over the next few days. Tomorrow, we should hit 11.7 on the pollen scale. It's going to dip down a little bit on Friday, go back up to 11.8 on Saturday. So if you do have allergies, we recommend you staying indoors because it's really going to affect you this weekend. Let's take right now, we're at 86 degrees with mostly sunny skies. It's been a beautiful day out there, regardless of all the pollen. We do have 12% humidity and no rain so far today or this week. Let's take a look in and around the valley. We have 86 degrees in Mesa, 85 over here in Scottsdale, and then over in Goodyear, 86 degrees as well. Taking a broader look across the state, you can see we're in that 50 to 90 degree temperature-wise. Over here at Grand Canyon, we're at 58 degrees. Prescott's at 70, Yuma at 91 degrees, and then down in Tucson, 81 degrees right now. This brings us into our 5-day forecast. You can see we're going to be in the 90s all the way through the rest of this week with lots of sunshine. We're going to hit 91 on Thursday, 92 on Friday, and up to 93 on Saturday. So if you can hit those trails, we really recommend it, but go early to avoid that heat. Then Sunday, we do have a 10% chance of rain, which we'll be tracking for you through Cronkite Weather. For Cronkite Weather, I'm Brooke Wazowitz.
ASU has a part in the newest discovery on Mars, the technology used by NASA and what it means for scientists studying the red planet.
At ASU, we believe the most important semester is the one that starts after you get your diploma, the one called life. So we work hard to help our alumni thrive, teaching them the importance of not only achieving their goals, but exceeding them. With innovative programs that embrace hands-on learning that encourages real-world growth. Our alumni know it can be the education of a lifetime, for a lifetime. For more information, thrive.asu.edu.
Should I believe in the world, Mama?
I think so.
Should I give up and hide, or should I stay and fight? Should I believe in the rules, Mama?
What are the consequences?
Can I speak out my mind in these changing times? I don't know what to believe, Mama.
Will you march with us?
There's a fire inside, there's a storm on the rise. Give me a reason to be, Mama.
Buonasera.
'Cause I need someone to believe, believe, believe in.
The world is more complicated than it's ever been.
The NewsHour is always going to take you deeper and take you broader.
And that is worth fighting for.
Night after night, 7 days a week.
I'm Maria Hinojosa.
I'm Gwen Eiffel. And I'm Judy Woodruff.
On behalf of all of us here, thanks for watching.
Cronkite News is proud to join the Arizona PBS News block here on 8HD.
Here's a look at what's coming up tonight on Arizona Horizon and PBS NewsHour.
Coming up after Cronkite News, it's Arizona Horizon. We will have the latest from the state capitol as the legislature hurdles towards Sine Die, and we'll meet a local winner of a national science talent search. That's next on Arizona Horizon.
I'm Judy Woodruff on the next NewsHour, using robots to help battle Ebola a year after the deadly outbreak began.
The longest-running spacecraft to orbit Mars has made a new discovery. Reporter Lauren Klendo went down to the research lab to see what this will mean for the future of space studies.
We have ignition and liftoff of a Delta II rocket carrying NASA on an odyssey back to Mars.
The Mars Odyssey spacecraft launch in 2001 had a special piece of cargo on board, a camera known as Themis, or as NASA calls it, a thermal emission imaging system, a device that orbits Mars and uses infrared imaging to study the surface.
Mars really provides these clues into a time period of planetary evolution that we just don't have record of on Earth.
The camera was designed at the Mars Space Flight Facility at Arizona State University. Themis has sent over 500,000 images of the surface back to Earth, which are crucial in landing devices on the planet.
The type of information we provide about how rocky the surface is, how clean it is, that sort of helps any mission, whether it's rolling around or landing in one place.
After years of image tracking at the space facility at ASU, Themis has helped find a landing location for a new mission known as InSight. InSight is a lander set to launch in September of 2016 that will drill beneath the surface of Mars.
The purpose of this mission is to be sort of a first reconnaissance, trying to figure out what's going on down there, so we can possibly send follow-up missions.
If the mission is successful, the InSight lander could mean big things for Mars research.
These measurements will help us understand the interior of Mars and how planets form and how they change over time in a way that we've never done before.
Themis is already on a new mission and looking for a place for a rover to land in the year 2020. In Tempe, Lauren Klenda, Cronkite News.
Scientists hope to continue to use Themis for years to come and say it has enough fuel for several years of further research.
And that's it for Cronkite News tonight.
Thanks for joining us. Good night.
Find top Arizona stories anytime at CronkiteNewsOnline.com.